Welcome to Sit Down News. How's everybody doing? I hope you're enjoying your day. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Ratchet Clothing. Ratchet Clothing is out of the UK. They are the sponsors for this show and the Unlimited Substance podcast as well. I'll put a link down below. You could go check out what they have. They have a lot of different items for men and women and children as well. So I want to talk about something that I find amazing. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with it, but I just have to say what I want to say. So this past week, there was a murder of someone by the name of Alberto Alpo Martinez. Don't know him. I don't know him. I say, may he rest in peace. So what I've gathered is that he was part of a drug crew, committed murders himself, were involved in murders and whatnot, gets himself jammed up, pinched or arrested, as we say, and decides that he wants to flip and turn on his guys that he did business with, or his crew, right? And a lot of people will say, oh, it's poetic justice. There are several people that are now applauding a person getting shot to death and murdered. And I'll get to that in a minute. Several of them are people who claim to be religious people because they go to church. So I'm going to tell you straight out, you're a hypocrite. And you know how I know? And you know how I have the right to call you a hypocrite? Because I used to be a hypocrite. I used to go into church, do the sign of the cross, stand there, light a candle, and go out and commit crimes myself. So I know a hypocrite when I see one. So for the people who go to church, or for the people who have our Blessed Mother behind them and pictures and the cross, Jesus on the cross, or they make videos of them going to church, you're a hypocrite. Okay, you don't belong in church, or you should be there today after this video and go ask for forgiveness because you're a hypocrite. So for the rest of society, I just want to say that these people represent a very, very, very minute portion of society. This is not for the rest of society. This is just for the small, minute portion, which represent grains of sand in a large desert. That's what they amount to. So what happens with this small group of people is they want to dehumanize people by calling them rats, which is a rodent. Great, right? Here's what I have to say, all right? This is somebody's son, most likely somebody's brother, possibly somebody's father, who was sitting in a car and was shot to death and lost their life. We've all lost people in our lives. We know that feeling. It's not a good feeling. So imagine somebody in your family getting shot to death and how dramatic and traumatic that would be for you. And I have to say that, look, here's a guy, like 99.9 of the guys who have turned and flipped or ratted, as you people say, who gets pinched, didn't want to go do his jail time. All right, 99, almost everybody. This is the reason behind it. Conversely, I had no indictments. I had no cases. I had nothing. But even with that being said, you're still going to get a group. They love to make comments, right? Oh, he gave himself up. He indicted himself and whatnot. Listen, want to know the difference? And I'll tell you the difference between me and this minute group. I know the truth and they can't handle the truth. That's the answer. That's whether they want to believe it, but for the intelligent people out there, they know that answer. I know the truth. They can't handle the truth. So we have people that are applauding a human from getting his life taken away from him, right? And like I said, there's many of these people who are going to say, oh, it's poetic justice. So you're glorifying murder. You're glorifying violence. That's what you're doing. And I could tell you this, all of you people in that group and I know this because I did 17 years. You see, no, I didn't rat and not do my 17 years. They tried to gloss over this fact, right? Rats are born, not made. Let me tell you something, all right? If that statement was true, I wouldn't have did 1 day in prison. I lost 17 years of my life. So don't tell me about your theories. And I have something else to say. Being in prison for those 17 years, you get to know people and you get to know character. And this is a fact. All of these people, if approached by law enforcement with them handcuffs, guess what they would do? That's right. They would have to smack them to shut them up because they all would be talking. Unless they all want us to believe that I'll go do 10, 20, 30 years. They don't even believe that. And I don't think people with intelligence believes that, because that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who love to point the finger because they never spent an hour in the street, or in that life rather, not an hour. But yet they have all the answers on what should be done and what they, like I said, I know what happened. I know the truth. And I have a little news that maybe they don't know. And I'm going to give it to you here now for the first time. I've never said it before. They didn't get the memo, but here it is. Do you people know the same life and the same guys that you glorify and you hang up pictures of behind your wall, and they wear shirts of them and all of that garbage and nonsense? Do you know what guys in their life call you people on YouTube and Facebook that make comments? Take a good guess what the word is. They call you rats. And I noticed I was in the life. I wasn't an associate. I was in the life. I've heard conversation after conversation where people that were making comments on social media were all a bunch of rats. So you know what? Join the club. And as I always say, and I'll repeat it, when you people want to come up with a word for all the guys in that life who on a daily basis break the rules that were in place for a reason, like you just want to come up with a name for me for breaking one of the rules, I'll accept that name too. You want to call everybody rats? Let's go. I'll put a shirt that says rats. Make sure you name the entire mob when you come up with that name. Anyway, with that being said, enjoy your day.